pick up kind of where we left off last time. We've been rained out now 2 or 3 times in a row when we try to work outside, and that's all right. I mean, it's just the way it is. We made adjustments, we got what we could done, and then we finished it with something else. I think last time we went in the house and finished it. And maybe we did that the last 2 times. But so what I want to do is I want to build off the last session. It's Wednesday. We filmed 2 days ago. We didn't film anything yesterday. And quite honestly, I didn't do anything really outside of everyday stuff with her. I walked her to the shop. I took her for a little walk and checked a trail camera. I had her loose lead or off lead for that. So we didn't really do any session in between this. And I think it's important for you to realize I don't necessarily have to get something in with these young dogs specifically every day. I think we put a little bit of too much pressure on ourselves sometimes with that. I do think there are some times where we're doing certain things that the consistency is very important, building off of when we get to a new skill that we're working on. There is some frequency that's necessary. I don't feel like I'm anywhere with her right now in that regard. I feel like we're just moving down the path. We're just adding layers as we go. We're reinforcing things that we've done. It's going to be we're building in a little bit of steadiness. We're just doing basically slow progress on everything, and as problems come up, we're fixing them. And as things do well, we accelerate. So last time I talked about extending the line with her. And so we were going to do that on the grass. We did it yesterday, or 2 days ago we did it, and that's really one of the first times I've done it in what I consider to be a little bit of cover. We did use the white dummy. It was easy for her to see. Today, now I want to show you this. Doesn't necessarily mean that the next session you're going to go to a hidden one, but today I'm going to use a feathered dummy, not all visual. I use visual for weeks in a row, to ensure that they see it. And the idea of this is to get her to start trusting that when I line out on a line, she's going to run straight. This is something that takes lots and lots and lots of repetition. If you watch our series with Cody Go Back, Cody ran into, when I first brought her back, Cody Go Back was a handling series. We taught a dog how to handle backs, rights, and lefts. And I had trained her the year before. And when she came back, her problem first and foremost had nothing to do with handling. It was she didn't trust the line. So when I sent her, she didn't run hard. She ran out about 30 yards, 25 yards, and then hunted. And the reason was real easy to diagnose. It was because prior to, she's a gun dog, we were training her to do some more handling and duck hunting type of situations, goose hunting situations, waterfowl. But she was an upland dog as well. So she was taught to quarter and cast. Well, prior to her coming back to me this summer, she was flushing pheasants. So she was quartering and casting. Very rarely was she being sent from her owner's side. Very rarely was she being asked to take a line. The focus was stay in range. Everything is found in range. So with these dogs, because we're going to be doing multiple things with them, they got to understand if I line them and send them, just run and trust me. And then our goal is get them in an area and let them hunt. That's my goal. My goal is not to handle them pinpoint accuracy. My goal is to get them into an area where there's a bird down and let them do what they do naturally, and that's game finding. When we have them off lead and they're working in front of us in a pattern, quartering and casting, I want the dog to have an understanding of, I got to stay within a certain range. So there are 2 different skill sets that they need. We're working on lining right now. So that's what this extending these lines are. We use trailing memories a lot, lots of different memories. I'm going to show you some circle memories again today as well, because we are doing them with her. But I just want you to realize, I'm jumping too fast. I'm going from a white dummy to a feathered bumper. I went white dummies for several weeks. We just didn't necessarily record all of it. But I don't do a ton of retrieving with her. But when I do, it means something. So in between retrieves is what we focus a lot on, and that's having her sit down. That's having her sit down and be patient. I'm gonna touch on this before, I know it's a lot of talking, but it's important because I just watched an episode because I posted on it, and it was several weeks ago, month ago or over, and we were working on heel work. And I made a point of slowing things down and doing a lot of nothing. And so I haven't been doing that as much. And so we've been getting into these sessions and I've been going. And I think I don't want to lose sight of the idea that there's a lot of downtime. And a dog that I want needs to be capable of handling that downtime without having an issue. Just being there. So we're gonna go slow. I'm gonna get my heel work in while we set this up. So you're gonna notice I'm gonna focus on loose lead. I'm gonna vary my pace. I might even make a turn or two in here. And I might do it a little bit sooner than I normally do. And I'm gonna see how well are you paying attention to me? How dialed in is she? When I turn, I don't want that sniffing. So in order for me to get there, good. In order for me to get what I need to get in the field, we better be connected. She's not connected with me right now. She's out of position. Good, there she cracks. Now part of it is because we have not warmed up. We didn't stretch out, we didn't connect. The other part is we're on grass, and grass is way distracting. If we were on gravel, she'd be much sharper. Very nice. The key to this turn is we got to get her leading with that hind quarter. She still doesn't have a good bend. Look at that, that's sloppy. She still doesn't bend her body right, which means I got to spend more time on it. Out of position. Heel. Out of position. Out of position. Out of position. I might not make a retrieve if it turns into this. We might turn it into a heel work session because she's just that poor at it right now. Good. Good. Come on. She's really struggling to figure out where to put her butt. I need this to be where it is right now. As I turn, she should be over here. So I need her body to bend that way. And then I need to walk into her and I need her to figure out, swing my butt around. Good, heel. So we might not make the retrieves. See how confused she is right now? We don't do this in the grass very often. See, so that was a really good example. Her hindquarter went out this way. What I need her hindquarter to do when I turn is follow with me. So I need to walk into her, and there, good. And get her to understand that's where it needs to be. And she's really dragging with her feet, and I've stepped on them twice now. She's gonna learn really quickly, get those feet out of the way. Very good. Her bend isn't right, but she is leading with her hind. Good. Good. And looking at her body language, she's going, I'm really confused right now. Good. Good, heel. I love the loose lead. I haven't hardly had to put any correction to that. She's right there with me. Now I'm going to give her a chance to be a winner and go to the right. And I'm going to do it again. Good. She positions really good there. That's an easy turn. Now I'm going to come back to that one that she struggled with. Good. Very nice. Good girl, heel. A lot better, it wasn't perfect. Good. Very nice. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Not perfect, but much better. Now, as much as she was struggling with it, and how her body language told me I'm really having a hard time understanding what you want me to do right now, the last thing I want to do is go into something else. I want to fix it up, clear it up. We're tighter now than we were 3 minutes ago. Heel. And we're going to see now. I'm going to go away from that for a second. Right hand turns are real easy. Very nice. And the tail's wagging and she's looking at me going, I got you. What do you want to do now? Good. Heel. Now we're going to move down. Ben, you can come with me. So I started out saying my heel work is going to come in setting up this drill, which normally I don't like to mix things that we're working on. we're trying to achieve lengthening out, I don't want to be messing with heel. But if it's sloppy, it's going to take away from lengthening out the line. So in the middle of it, very good. I test her. Very good. Come on, come on. Good. And to start this out, I'm going to use the white one. It's a little hard for her to see, but because this grass is a little bit taller than it, but we'll still use the white one. Sit, sit. I just step out. I'm just going to stand it up. I'm going to get her to focus on it. Watch. Watch. Heel. And I heel her back. Now, one thing I noticed is, I don't know how I did this, but I grabbed an old collar that does not have an adjustable tab on it. This isn't the adjustable leader collar. It's one of the old ones that I've had in the past, and it's why I switched. Because if you notice how loose it is, I won't be able to send her with that collar on. It'll fall off. And I'm having a hard time with it myself, keeping the right amount of pressure. So what I'm going to show you is, this is a good chance I can show you another way that you can do this. I like the adjustable leader because I like the fact of having the control of that tail hanging out, especially when they come back to me. I can reach out and I can get a hold of that tail right here, and I can get a hold of them without having to grab them or the dummy. This, it's the sizing, it will fall off her head too easily. So we're not going to send her wearing it. I've lost a lot of them that way, the old style heel. Now, we are building in a little bit of time with this retrieve, which is good for her. I don't recommend you doing it this long when you're starting out. We've done these for a while now with her. But I'm going to show you the second way, another way that you can send the dog. I know there's a lot of folks that do it. Now I am also lengthening out. Last time we didn't go this far. I'm going to lengthen it out all the way. We've made retrieves this long with her already. And I'm going to use that fence behind me to stop her from running past and see how that works. If you watched the last episode, she goes past me a little bit. She has a tendency to want to go around behind me. So this should help with that. Heel. So, and if you wanted to sit, you don't necessarily have to sit. You don't necessarily have to send them this long either. I could have sent her shorter, and as she went out to the dummy, I'd just back up myself to the fence. It allows you to add distance on the return, and it gives you the buffer behind you to stop the dog from running behind you. But she's handled retrieves this long before. I'm not in a rush. Normally I would send the dog a little bit quicker pace probably, but because she's done this before, I want to stretch it out. I want the memory to start being built in that there's that thing down there. Now I'm going to show you, and this is a technique that I see them use in Europe a lot. David Latham is actually Fenderwood Kennels, which is where her dad is from. I saw him doing it, but then I realized, boy, they all do it over there. There's even some trainers over here in the States that I know well and really respect that do this as well. I like the adjustable leader because I like having something when they come back. But if I couldn't send her with this collar, we'll lose it. I've lost a lot of them that way. So I just put it away. I'm going to have her sit for a second. So now, this is the other way you can do this. So you can just circle your lead around. And I've got this side, and I've got this side. Now, if she were to break right now, I've got her. And so when I send her, I'm going to drop it, and I'm going to let her run out from it. Now, she's a pretty steady dog. I don't want her getting into a habit of you drop the lead, you take off running. So that's a positive. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this around her so she feels that, and that alone helps to restrict her. But if she were to break right now, I'd have her. And you got to be a little bit nimble with it, because if your dog gets real agile, they might try to duck out from underneath it. Again, I drop it again, and I don't want her just breaking. I want her steady till I send her on her name. But what I'll do is when I send it, I'll just let this drop out and you'll see that. Watch. Bella. This is a nice long distance and a pretty good amount of time that we've put in between it. Good girl. Good dog. Good dog. I'll back up to this fence and we'll see if we can't keep her from making that turn on us. Good girl. Good girl. Hold. Very nice. See how that fence helps me? Very good. Hold. Very good. Very good. Did. Good dog. Good dog. I'll give it back to her. Let her hold on to that. Very nice. Just forming really strong habits right now. She's got really nice start to a delivery. Did. Our hold conditioning process, sit. Sit. Don't let them celebrate. Here. Sit. You can see there, she just about wants to get a little bit excited. Don't let them celebrate to the point that we lose their focus. If we do, everything we just did kind of goes out the window. Again, I want to practice with her getting this lead on and off nicely. Good. Take it on, take it off. Don't let her pull her head out. Don't let her bolt because she feels like there's freedom. Get that chin up. I guide her and slip it over. Good. No response from her negatively. She was getting in a little bit of a habit of wanting to tuck her head down on me. Good. We've been working on it. Sit down. Sit down. This is another one of those moments where I'm just slowing things down. Consciously, myself. I'd be on to the next thing because I don't want these videos to get too long and blah, blah, blah. Slow down. And you get this little bit of a habit of, I'll be a little patient. Heel. Now, one thing I'm going to do today too is we've got a fresh killed pigeon. So I want to show you that. I want to show you her picking it. On Instagram, this isn't the first time of her doing this. She's picked up cold game before. She started out with a frozen teal. She's picked that up. We've shared a lot of that on Instagram on our story. We've killed some birds on the hunt. Grouse, woodcock. She's picked those up for me. So we pitched them out, not her hunting, but other dogs hunting. We come back to the truck, I let her out, I pitch it out, she picks them up, she brings them back. So she's picked up some warm birds. I've got a pigeon in here that's fresh killed. I'm going to show you her picking that. And I'm going to show you that I encourage the same type of delivery heel. She's got a lot softer delivery with a bumper than the bird. She likes to hold the bird a little bit more. So I'm going to make sure that I don't allow chomping. I don't allow her to act any differently. She's got to deliver it the same way. Just because it's a bird, I don't get any more excited. I don't get any more rushed to take it away from her. I'll share it with her just the same. So again, we're getting to the point where we're starting some really nice habits for down the road, heel. Now, that's a nice line. And I recommend you run a lot of these. You saw her, no hesitation. The little bit of hesitation was right before she got to it. She faded a little bit, and I just don't think she saw it. But I'm running her longer distances, and it's really helping with her to take confidence in sending on a line. So we're just building that in for the future. Now, this time, we ran a little circle last time, and she struggled with it. I'm gonna see if we can't run that one again. If you remember last time, I pitched a dummy into here. We walked around, there's a little clump of grass there. We came around that clump of grass. I sent her back. She always wanted to fade to the left. For whatever reason, there was a lot of suction there. So this time, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna start into my circle. I'm gonna pitch the dummy into here because I wanna avoid her running her own lines. I wanna avoid her taking, we just didn't give her a lot to aim at. When we sent her, it's pretty open. She had suction to that left. Probably because we had made retrieves over there. Now we just set up and ran another retrieve over there. So if I'm over here and I send her on a line and it's a circle that's delayed long enough, in the back of her mind is that dummy, and it had a tendency to suck her to the left. So instead of doing it again, because she didn't learn from it last time, instead of doing that, I'm gonna not put the dummy there. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put the dummy in the opposite direction in a spot that if you look at it from this, when we send it, you'll be able to see it. It's going to funnel her to that spot because it's kind of a cup. So we're going to drop the dummy in there, we'll circle around the cover, we'll come back over here and we'll send her into there. So we're going to build a little circle, and it's going to be set up better to help her succeed by running in on that line. It's kind of it's going to funnel her right to the dummy, which will help her confidence in the line. Now, you can see here there are deer bedded down right in here. So there could be a lot of scent in here. I'm going to pitch a dummy for her. Nice little sit to the flush. Let her think. Watch. 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 Heel. Let her look at it and heel her off. They've been deer bedded in here for a while, it looks like. Now, the big difference is we're not walking a straight line for her. Straight lines are great for sending dogs on lines. You leave your scent trail. It's very clear. It's straight. We start adding in some of these loops, it creates a little bit of a visual for them and a little bit of a mental challenge. So we come around that chunk of cover, we come right back to here. And there's our dummy out there. So this is where it's very important to make sure you help her with a line, because we're lining. So I'm going to take a couple steps directly towards it. Sit and help her. Sit. Tail all the way through her nose. That's our line. And you see her head's on a swivel. She's drawn over there. We're going to help her with a line. Watch. Bella. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Here. Here's where that sense would have helped us. Hold. Hold. Right here. Right here. Hold. Hold. Center it for her. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Hold. Not in a rush, still to take it from her. Good girl. And I'm not going to get on her about that little hot lap that she just did. We'll work on that when we got a backdrop. Did. Good girl. Good girl. Hold. Good. 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 Hold. Encourage that hold. Good. Hold. If she were to drop it, I'd be right back here. No, 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 you hold. Not real hard, but hold. Did. Good girl. Sit, 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 sit. There's where you got to be careful. Here, here, here. I'm pretty happy little dog right now. Sit up, sit up, sit up. So there's a real good example of that can happen real easily. And I think a lot of people see it happen and they go, your dogs don't do it. Oh, really? They certainly will. But I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to pour gas on a fire to try to put it out. I'm going to just get her in, firm up when you need to. I think people are afraid to firm up and get change. So my tone changes a little bit. That gets response. That's been something that's been put into her for a long time. Of Dad's not happy when I hear that tone. What did I do wrong? That's been put into her for a long time. So her little spinning up like that goes. I think sometimes people celebrate it with them. Get excited, pour gas on the fire, and poof. We really explode. And once you get to a point where it gets too far, you don't get her back. You don't get them back. And that becomes a habit just as quickly as being calm. Maybe, probably quicker. So the combination of the excitement of probably, I mean, when you look around here, she's got a lot of area to run if she wanted to. She came back despite a lot of opportunity to go do her thing. She's probably a little bit to the point of it's like a pot boiling. She gets to a point where she's about to boil over. Turn the heat off. Don't panic and go, oh my God, it's gonna boil over. What do I do now? Just turn the heat off. You gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. You gotta relax. You gotta make a decision and turn the heat down. Don't think about it. Don't go, oh, I wonder if I should turn the heat down. No, it's too late. Don't panic and throw a fit because it's too late. Just be calm, be assertive, be firm. It's enough. Turn the heat down. And then back to this. Good dog. Heel. So there's a nice little circle. I'm going to come over here. We're going to walk. I have not done this with her, so let's film this. I've done a few circles like that. You can do them around your house. You can drop a dummy, walk around your house, and send her from another spot. I do want it to be visual when you're doing stuff like that. We'll use this pigeon and cover, and we'll use it as a nose exercise. We'll combine two things. We'll get a little nose work, and we'll get this feathers. Now it's not intro to feathers. She's picked up warm birds already, so I wouldn't introduce it that way. We didn't film it. We did it on Instagram, but cold game is going to go first, and we could basically replicate what we're doing here with cold game, and then we're going to pitch it into some cover, let her pick it, and bring it back. So we're going to combine a hunt command with a delivery of a bird. Now, this little area here sets itself up. I mowed it on purpose. What I'm going to do is I gotta keep her focused. She's probably pushing the time limit that she's got focus in her. Sit down. So I firm up a little bit. That's enough. In here, I look at it and I go, how would I set this up? I wouldn't mind running a little double. But she has not run a lot of doubles, and when we run doubles, we 180 them so that there's just no chance to make a mistake. So what I think I'll do is, because it's in a circle pattern, instead of setting up like a 180 where I'd put a dummy, I'd send her, and I think we filmed that. Didn't we film that on the driveway? And I've done a few of those, not a ton of them. This one's gonna be, we're just gonna set this one up as a circle pattern to start it. It's basically gonna be the same thing though. So, nice little habit of sitting. I'm gonna let her take a look at it. Watch, 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 watch. Heel. We'll start out this direction. New area, never had her over here. Have not worked in this spot with her. And we got a little mix up with water here, you know, it's wet. That's all stuff that we've broken down in sessions before this. Heel work through water, heel work through grass, heel work through different distractions. All those come into play now. So I'm going to set this up a little bit differently. That trail where they come through right here. A little bit differently than we had set up our 180s for doubles. It's going to be a double, it's just going to be a little bit of a modified double. So instead, what I'm going to do now, let's take another dummy. Watch. We'll leave that. Yeah, I'm not going to use it now. Watch. Leave that. And I tell her to leave it. She doesn't know what that means yet, but we're just starting her to understand. Leave it means don't go for that one. So I'm going to actually take a little walk towards this one and help her out. Now the thing I got to be aware of is she's going to remember that dummy's there. So when she comes in, I don't want her switching to go to that one. So we're going to take another step towards that dummy, the first one. Sit, 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 heel, sit. Good. We're going to get the line to her. Watch. Bella. Good girl. Good girl. I'm going to be careful that she doesn't blow by me. Come on. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Here, 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 here. I was much more physical with that one than I normally am because I got that dummy behind me. And you can see her excitement is high. See her almost playing with the dummy to pick it up. Good. Good. Dead. Sit. Calm her down. Here, here, here. She certainly remembers it. I just saw her take a hard look at it. Heel. I'm going to heel her away. This is where a little bit of off-lead heel work is nice. Here. Here. This is why I like the adjustable leader. Here. Here. Because I can reach down and just get a little hold of it and straighten her up. Sit up. Sit up. Good. But we don't have it, so we're using this. Good. A little time has gone past. Watch. Bella. Good girl. Good girl. And I'll back up and add a little distance to it. Good girl. Good girl. Here, 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 here. Good. We knew that was coming. Did. She's really ramping up as this session goes on. Sit. Sit. Here comes another little sit up. Sit up. Where she's going to try to pull something out of the ground and run around with it in her mouth. Get a hold of her. And that's enough. I don't need to go any more with her. Because if I did, it's a lot of fun. If we did, there's no way I'm putting a pigeon in her mouth right now. There's a lot of fun that we had just now. She's right on the verge. The heat is up. The water's starting to steam. And her excitement level is so high right now that if I start putting a pigeon in her mouth and asking her to hunt it out of cover, right now, we're going to really turn it into something that's a chase, I think, and we're not going to go there. So I'm going to we're going to relax. If anything, I might heel her back towards the house under control, and if we start to kind of cool things back down, maybe I get one little bit of session out of her. And that might be something we do. If we don't, that's okay too, because we got a lot, we found success here in this session. And it was nice because we gave her a little bit of a test when it came to her ability to focus. So Ben, you move with me. We'll just keep rolling. We're gonna walk towards the house and I'll make a decision when we get back over there if she's in the state of mind she needs to be to pick that bird. And I might just put it in her mouth and have her hold it even. I think all of this is examples of setting the dog up for success and avoiding setting them up to fail. And that comes from being able to read them. Go back to when we started this session. Good girl. Keep her honest. Very nice. Real methodical with her steps there. Not quite as crisp as I'd like, and her bend isn't good, isn't the way I want it, but it's been worse. Bend, bend, good, good, good. That requires a dog to think. Yeah. That's not just tapping into their natural instinct. I think a lot of times we like doing that because it's fun and it's easy. Tap into something they do naturally. It's the stuff they don't do naturally that gets them really good. But this alone is good. This alone is good. This is good training. This is real valuable stuff. Heeling across a field with a lot of tempting smells, with water on the ground. That's why we were in rubber boots all the time, especially this year. We're gonna be going through water. I don't wanna be worried about it. I don't want her to be worried about it. If you're worried about it and you're dancing around puddles, what do you think your dog is gonna learn? Don't go through those puddles. Work around them. I need to go right through stuff. Sit, sit, sit. We didn't do anything sitting to the whistle today. We probably should. We can build that in right now. Bella, heel. She's getting sharp with that. Good, heel. You notice the speed of her sit is a lot better. Sit, sit. Good, heel. Good. That's the little snappiness that I'm looking for. Responsiveness, because at a distance when I pop the whistle and she needs to stop, I want her to snap. I want it right now. So we're doing it next to me to start out and get the habit formed. Heel. Sit. Sit. Heel. Good. Sit. Good. Good. Not a bad little walk over here. Let's reach in here. You can move up a little closer, Ben, if you want. Pull out this fresh killed pigeon. That gets her attention. We haven't done any steadiness today. We're going to do that. Great little time to build in some steadiness. We only made a couple retrieves today and we didn't do any denials, so let's do a few denials. Good. Good. Add the element of excitement, and then we're going to reward the steadiness. We're going to reward her willingness to not go break and chase. Very good. Trust me, there's no reason to build this dog up and create an animal that we can't control as far as her drive. She's got plenty. Good. Hold, hold, hold. Good dog. Here, here, here. Sit up, sit up, sit. Hold. Good. Good. Did. Good. So let's take it in and out of her nice. No. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's what you're gonna get. Wasn't too much, but that's what's gonna happen if you react that way. There's no way she gets that excited and jumps for a dummy. No way. Sit. So she shakes it off and she goes, man, I'm really sorry about that. Good dog. So from that, I'm gonna build off of her excitement with throw it out. Good. Good. Now, I don't have a problem with her loving birds. I want her to. And I don't think that we're going to ever take that away from her. But at the risk or at the cost of her being behaving, being respectful, having good discipline, no. We won't sacrifice for that. Sit up. Sit up. You're nice, you don't go and run off, you get to hold the bird. As long as it's gentle. Hold. 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 This is why I like cold game early on, because they don't have the tendency to want to adjust it so much. Hold. There's weight changing with the shifting of that head. Hold. Center it. Hold. Hold. Help her get a good balance on it. Hold. Good. Good. Hold. Be right here to help her. I'm not going to take my hand away from it. Hold. Good. 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 Did. And I help her take it out nice and easy. Good. I bounce it around a little bit because last time that's what got her going. Good girl. And she got the reward. She got to hold on to it. We're not going to pitch it for her today. And we got past her jumping up at it. Give her the chance, and she didn't. She learned from that. Good. So that's it. That's a real good session. Lots of stuff. Some of it was stuff she's already done, and we just kind of backed up a little bit and showed it to you. Some of it was new. Some of it was stuff that she had not done before. She did a real nice job. The few mistakes she made, she learned from, I believe. So it's a really good session to build off of. And I also wanted to kind of show you that other technique for sending the dog. It's not my preferred, but I'll do it. I'll do it quite often, actually, because I do want to get away, especially once I get away from them running and carrying that collar with the adjustable tab. Our adjustable leader, I use it early on. I like to get away from it too, and so this technique and I'll just use the adjustable leader collar and lead just like I did today, and I'll just use this and drop it out eventually. But I like having the option, and I just don't have the option with this collar today. Don't put your head down. Finish it out like that. We'll heel her back, kennel her up, and then we're good to go. So nice session today.
Drive home, and I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned